Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. So, I've had a bit of a revelation, and it makes me seem like a total neurotic, but I was up here about to record the vocal, because the last time you saw me I was recording bass, playing that back, guitar sounded so much better, drums sounded so much better, bass was sounding, everything just sounded better on that track, on that recording of the song. But something was bothering me. I could never recreate the original because it's on a different guitar, my red Strat that I got at the pawn shop. But the reason I wasn't using that guitar is the bridge is locked up and I can't get it off, and it has really noisy electronics. And that was the other problem, is that you could hear the noisy electronics, but I couldn't top the vibe. So I'd gotten this far with recording, and I was about to get into the vocal, which is a lot of work, a lot of stress, and I just started going, man, this just does not have the original vibe. What to do? How can I get this song sounding closer to my recordings that I'm doing now, which sounds so much better? The only reason they sound so much better is it's been like a year and a half or 2 years since I've recorded this song, and there's been a lot of time in the saddle since then. I've recorded several songs and really worked on my technique and just kept doing it. I didn't really work on my technique as much as I just kept doing it. Measure things better, just start learning, over time, and keeping things simple, even simpler than I was doing them before, and just executing better and playing better. I've been becoming a better player little by little, not quickly. It's not as fast as I would like it, but it is happening. And my sensibilities have changed since I recorded this song, so going back and recreating it has been it's been fun, because it's always a good exercise to record. It's always going to make me do better when I'm doing it. You're not going to get better not doing it, so it's always good to do it. And I learned a lot this time about the guitars. The guitar is all dialed in now. I learned things about recording drums and bass this time around. But man, I just can't top the vibe. So vibe beats technicals this time. Technically, yes, I could make this song better, but I can't beat the vibe. Not alone, not here, not now. It's just not going to happen. And so the challenge became, is there any way to make this song sound better? Like, should I just release it as a single separate from the record? And I was like, no, man, it's like, it may even be the title of the record. And when people hear this song, they seem to like it and seem to react to it more so than others. So I want to make it, a showpiece tune or whatever, but I want to make it sound better too. So one of the things I've had success with, and this might help somebody else out there that's got a recording that's a little lifeless. There's too much noise on it. Everything is like pushed. I've got EQ pushed. I mean, it's nuts. And one of the things I've had success with, going back to the original days when I bought it, like 2019 maybe, I would go to the Zoom forum, and I haven't been able to find the exact same forum that I was going to. But they talked about doubling tracks. Not doubling, recording a double vocal or whatever, but like record a guitar, go into the computer, drag it on, double it, bring it back in, and now you have two guitars, guitar A, guitar B. And it just, I don't know, probably adds like 3 to 4 or 5 dB of gain, of volume that wasn't there before. But it's just presence, and I don't know why exactly, but it's just better when you double. So with that in mind, I was like, I should just start adding snares, because the main drum mic that really pops and cracks is this one. It's 3 inches away from the snare drum, so it's seeing most of the action. And it gets the nice high-end hat feel too. You can hear that because it's so close. And I was like, I should just add one of those, add another one of those, because I've got 8 tracks of drums, because I double each thing, and I've got 4 mics. So it's 8 tracks on the back row, 17 through 24. So let's see, on 16, 15, 14, and 13, one at a time, I added, so it's 4 extra snare drums. Let me just show you the difference. I'll play it back, and I think you'll agree that it picked it up. And I used to always reflexively, because that was another thing I picked up from the forum, was adding reverb and chorus. And I used to reflexively do 30. Well, I took all those off. I took it all down to 0, but it was kind of missing a little air. So I went back and did 10 on reverb and chorus. And I did that through Pan EQ. You just go to Pan EQ, roll down to reverb and chorus, and roll up or down depending on how much you want. And the reverb and chorus are both really subtle, but they add a little something. I've been going dry lately, but this song, it helps. So watch this. Let me just show you what I did here. I'm going to play back the drums. I'll isolate just the drums and just show you how much better this sounds, because like I said, this original recording unfortunately just has the vibe, and I think the vibe is so much better that I've just got to work with what I have here, because even though I can make a better recording, and I've already started making a better recording, better drums, better guitar, better everything, hopefully a better vocal, because this vocal was kind of a rough one, having to EQ it and everything. I know how to go into that patch now, the effect, it's mic 1, and adjust it so I don't spike so much and sound so harsh, rolling back some stuff. I didn't know that when I recorded the song though, so I had to do that later. Whew, what a mess. Alright, so you'll see. Let's just play the drums, and then you'll see how much this improved it. Added air and just power and just volume. Here we go. Just sounds a little weak without it. So we'll start with the original tracks. This is 17 through 24. It's in mastering mode. It's fine, it's just a little flat. Now watch this. Here's one of them added. That's 1. 2. 3. And finally 4. Okay, next up, so you can see how much better that sounds. That's like way better. So that's an easy thing. Let's say you've got 4 tracks of drums and you need more snare. You can double the snare, triple the snare. You got plenty of room here. 24 tracks is a lot. Maybe, I don't know. You may have so much stuff going on that it's not. For me, it's enough. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the guitars. That's the other thing that's been bugging me. I'm in mastering mode, and I may start adjusting there, but for right now, let's just hear how because like I said, the guitars are noisy. But there's a lot of bands who have part of their appeal, part of their charm. I was thinking of the Replacements. There's a song on Pleased to Meet Me, I think it's called Red Red Wine, and you can hear them plug in. And just, they leave in like studio noise. That was a recording at Ardent Studios. Jim Dickinson. We got to go there and look at the puke that they threw on the ceiling, Paul Westerberg, when he was doing a vocal. I think they were drinking a lot of red wine, but it was still there. We got to see the stain. Can't remember what I was talking about before I derailed. Shoot. But anyway, let's go to the guitars. Or I'm just going to add the guitar in because, like I said, that's what it was. The noise. And so that record has all these like sounds and noises. And you can think of a bunch of different times where artists leave in like things like that. So I'm thinking it kind of can fall into that category. It's just like the sound of noisy, off-kilter production. Because it is like this big explosion at the beginning of this. Bloom. So maybe that just plays into it. That's what I'm telling myself. And I think it's acceptable within the bounds of it being like this kind of loose, punkish type thing. All right, so let's hear, just adding in the guitars, what we have, and see if I can make the guitars sound better. Haven't done much with those yet. So I added it, just a little EQ. Let me just read to you what I have here on the highs. So I've got the guitar split 50-50. On the high I have 9, the mid 5, the low 9, reverb is 30, chorus is 30. So like I said, I used to always do that. And maybe I'll pull that back. Let's see what happens if we pull that back. I don't think that's affecting things too much, so I'm just going to go back to where it was because I like the way it sounded. So it's 30-30 on reverb and chorus on the left and right guitar. I might try splitting them out a little further just to get a bigger spread, like, you know, make it sound just bigger, wider spectrum tone. Let me go up and do that. You won't be able to tell at home, because that's a mono speaker. Okay, so I spread them out 66 on each side. Now let's go to the bass. Oh, that was the other thing, is I had, the bass part was really simple, but I had added little things I'd forgotten about on this part, and the new part didn't have it. So I was like, oh man, I forgot about that too, that's lacking vibe in the bass. Adding a little low to the bass, went from 5 to 7 on Pan EQ. Okay, now, as you can see, that helped a lot. The drums helped a lot. And the guitars, I didn't make a huge change on that, but the adding the snare drum is massive. Now, I'm going to go into mastering mode and just see as we go if I can just sweeten things up a little bit. You might not be able to tell there, but I'm going to see if I can just get happy in here. Right? I'm going to Effect. I'm in number 00 plus alpha. I'm going to go to Edit, and let's just see what happens. I'm at 5, 7, 12 right now. I told you I've had to really pump things. All right, here, let's go. Here we are from the beginning, and let's just see what happens when I start screwing around with this. It's the perfect amount of time, too. I pulled the bass down from 12 to 9. All the way back to 5. Okay, my traditional thing is 5-5-5 on the high, mids, lows. On the after the crossovers, you have crossover low 50, crossover high 50, and then synths high, mid, and low 5-5-5. And I had those whacked. Maybe the extra drums were giving me what I was trying to get from that. All right, let's see what happens next. Okay, on mix, high, mid, and low, I've got 2-2-5. The high is 2, the mid is 2, the low is 5. So these are big changes I'm making. Normalizer is at 0. Okay, 3-band EQ. Okay, so like I said, everything is better on this version except for the actual sound. I ended up with a 3-band comp. I've got 50-50 on the crossover. Synths is high, mid is 5, everything's 5. Then on the mix, I've got 2 on the high, 2 on the mid, low 5. Normalizer's off. Bass is, shoot, maybe I should try the normalizer. Let's just see what happens. Since I'm trying everything, let's just get it going again. I'll put the normalizer on. equalizer just adds gain, so no. I could tweak on this for for days, so I'm not going to do that on camera. But the whole point of it being, yes, this song is not technically as good sounding. The bits aren't as good sounding as the new version, but couldn't beat the vibe. And I think vibe wins over technicals every time. It just does, I think people just, there's certain versions of stuff that you like better for whatever reason, just because maybe you got used to them. I don't know, maybe I'm just used to it, but I don't think so. The whole thing has more, just more vibe and more energy, because I was really excited. When you make a song, that's when you're the most excited, you believe in it the most, like this is the greatest song ever. God, I got to get this thing recorded. I'm just got so much passion. A re-record, on the other hand, I just could never get the passion going, and can't top it. So I don't consider it wasted time, because like I said, anytime you're doing this, it's time in the saddle, getting better, and you're headed towards improvement. And I'm just relieved, because the vocal, that was going to be a lot of work. Those oohs and just all of it. I remember struggling, because that's when I realized that first mic setting was a good one, but you had to really start to work on those levels in there, or it gets barky, especially if it's a song where you have to really push. This song is one of those push tunes where it's just pushed. It's an upper mid kind of forced sort of sound. So you have to sort of bring things down, or it gets real barky, like you'll have peaks. A lot of work. So I feel relieved, and I also feel relieved to return to something and just know that it's better. And it's the little song for my channel and everything, like changing it was just going to be a drag if I couldn't make it sound better. And it was technically better, the sound was better, but it wasn't better as far as the way it felt. And I think anyone would agree with that. Like, I'm my own harshest critic, but I could just tell that I was never going to be able to recreate that vibe. So time to make the best of what's here. Because hopefully I'll, one day re-record these songs anyway. It's not like this is it. This is the definitive version. I just don't want to spin my wheels, when I can just move on to another song and make this one better by doing the stuff we've been doing with all the things the Zoom has to offer, the mastering, pan EQ, getting in there with the EQ, and just trying to make it sound good. So hopefully that helps somebody out there. If you're having trouble where things just aren't big enough, doubling, just double it. And I might even do some more of that, who knows. But right now I feel pretty good about it, happily, because I can just set it aside, move to the next song, which I'm excited about, and I've had time to work on it. While I've been doing this, I'm up here working on the drums, I'm at home thinking it through, getting the arrangement together. So hopefully very soon I will be recording, I'll do a video of me recording the guide track, and then we'll just get on these drums and get this thing going. Because like I said, I just want to get this, I would like to finish this record this year, and then have next year be kicking off, promoting it in some kind of way, getting it released in some kind of medium besides just, some kind of media besides just online, and go out and play some shows again. I've really been having the desire to do that. Okay, so hopefully that helped. Double things, triple things, quadruple things, if you're having trouble getting enough gain or just vibe. Like that added, like all those extra drums added a lot of extra sound of the hats and just the tone of that situation. So helped a lot. All right, hopefully this helped. If there's anything I can do, if there's a question you have about the Zoom that I haven't answered in these videos, or just anything comes up that you need help with, don't hesitate, because I really want to be able to help people. It makes you feel great when you're actually able to, if somebody has a problem, you're able to get them through it. All right, next time. Okay, quick postscript. I've just done something I think that really helped a lot. It probably as much as the drums. Okay, I remember when I was trying to split the guitars out? Well, I started feeling like I was missing some guitar action. It was just not delivering. It was like just sounding kind of washed out. I guess when you split things out, you kind of lose the middle, right? So I had an extra, so I have this kind of, I don't want to die, don't want to know, a low harmony. And it was mixed really low, so I did 2 of them. Well, I just took one of them off, because I had filled up all 24 tracks. I took one of those off, just removed it, and went back to the other one and amplified it by about 5 dB because there was plenty of room. So I just pushed it back up in Audacity, brought it back in, took the other one away, then took one of the guitars, the first one, I believe it's the ceramic speaker, so it's a little harder and louder. I took that first track and I doubled it again. I made another copy of it, brought it in. Then I stuck it, it's on this front row, it's track 6, where that low harmony used to sit. All I did with the other low harmony that was a copy of it was just make that one louder. So I kind of think it eliminated the need for that. But what it did was it put a guitar right down the center. So instead of just having the guitar being left and right, now I've got one right down the center, and you'll see it makes it much more robust. So watch this. I'm going to play the guitar without that added in, and then we'll add it in. Whoops, let me get this plugged back in. Hopefully that's still on. Okay, now watch. I've got the guitars off. I'm going to add it. That's the normal guitar. Watch, I'll add it. Here, watch, I'll isolate the guitar so you can tell. I don't think that was clear enough. Maybe if I just take the vocal out. That's the guitar, so watch, I'm going to add the track in. Okay, let me really isolate everything. Take everything off. And we can really see what happened here with these guitars. Okay, watch. This is the original guitars just rocking along. I'm at 34 seconds, going 34.8. And then I'm going to add the new one in. In my headphones, these are split left, right. The new one's just right down the center. Here it comes. I'll take it off. All right. So here it's just making a volume difference, but in the headphones where the mix sounds a lot better, it's really adding something, giving it like just a more sonic spread. So like you still have the left to right feel, but there was kind of a gap there, and now you've got that filled up with just much better, much better. So it just keeps getting better. And I'm going to leave it alone because I'm going to have to mix the whole record anyway, and I'll be revisiting every track on the, so I'm going to just leave it alone for now, start working on the drums for You Get Me High, and get my guitar going again, and I'll be back to record that, the guide track for that, and then back on the drums next time.